At 71, the tragedy of Ron Howard is beyond heartbreaking, not because of a single catastrophic event, but because it represents the quiet, relentless erosion of a life that seems so full of promise and accomplishment. For decades, Howard has been celebrated as one of Hollywood's most enduring talents, a child actor turned director whose work spanned television and film. From the wholesome charm of The Andy Griffith Show and Happy Days, to the gripping dramas and epics that would later define his directorial career. Yet behind this veneer of success lies a story marked by profound, personal, and professional challenges, moments of loss and longing that never quite reach the public eye, and the kind of emotional weight that grows heavier with time. The tragedy, in many ways, begins with the gap between expectation and reality. Ron Howard was a prodigy in front of the camera, a young man whose talent seemed limitless and whose career trajectory promised stability and acclaim. But the transition from child star to respected filmmaker is rarely smooth, and for Howard, it involved navigating the complex pressures of a public life that constantly measured him against his earlier success. Childhood fame carries its own burdens: the inability to fully experience life outside of a set, the constant scrutiny, and the challenge of establishing an identity separate from a character everyone already thinks they know. Even as Howard's creative vision matured, the shadow of his early fame lingered, casting subtle but persistent strains on both his personal and professional life. Behind the accolades and box office numbers, there is a quieter sorrow in Howard's story. He has faced the ordinary heartbreaks that accompany life losses of loved ones, missed opportunities, and the slow, often invisible erosion of energy and enthusiasm that comes with age. The contrast between the boy who captured audiences' hearts effortlessly and the man who now navigates the complexities of late adulthood is stark, yet poignant. There is a sense of nostalgia intertwined with regret, a recognition that even the most accomplished life cannot escape certain limitations and disappointments. Howard's tragedy is not one of public scandal or dramatic downfall, but a subtler, more pervasive form of sorrow. The realization that life, no matter how extraordinary, can also be deeply fragile. Professionally, Howard's journey has been a testament to both brilliance and burden. His films have earned critical acclaim and commercial success, but the creative process itself is fraught with pressure, compromise, and endless decision. The director's chair, while glamorous from the outside, is often lonely, a place where artistic vision meets the stark realities of industry demands, financial constraints, and shifting public taste. For someone like Howard, whose career has been defined by both talent and expectation, the weight of each project carries emotional consequences that few, outside the inner circle, fully comprehend. Every success is accompanied by the memory of past struggles and the anticipation of future challenges, creating an undercurrent of tension that never fully dissipates. Moreover, Howard's personal life, while often shielded from media scrutiny, has had its share of heartbreak. Balancing family with the relentless demands of a career in Hollywood is notoriously difficult, and the sacrifices required for such a long-lasting career can leave invisible scars. The tragedy lies not only in what is lost, but in what is deferred: quiet moments, personal ambitions, and the simple pleasures that cannot always coexist with a life spent chasing excellence and acclaim. At 71, reflection becomes inevitable, and the awareness of what cannot be reclaimed weighs heavily. Yet there is a certain poignancy in this heartbreak. It is not a tragedy that negates Howard's achievements or diminishes the impact of his work. Rather, it is a reminder of the human cost behind greatness. It underscores the delicate balance between public triumph and private struggle, between the mythic narrative of Hollywood success and the intimate realities of a life fully lived. In contemplating the tragedy of Ron Howard at 70, we are reminded that even those who seem most enviable, whose lives are filled with accolades and admiration, are not immune to sorrow, loss, and the inexorable passage of time. His story is a meditation on resilience, mortality, and the quiet heartbreak that accompanies a life dedicated to craft, ambition, and the pursuit of artistic truth.